morning, students. Let me continue with the other part of the lesson. So, the other part of the lesson is that is it is showing the relationship between that is potential difference as well as your current. So, in my previous class, in detail, I had discussed about what is your electric current as well as potential difference. So, next one is that is Ohm's law, which is showing the relationship between that is the potential difference as well as current. So, an important question for 4 marks. So, how the question is been asked? Verify Ohm's law experimentally. So, experimentally in the sense, so I need to draw the circuit diagram. So, it is showing the relationship between already as I said to you, that is potential difference as well as your current. So potential difference in the sense I require that is your rising, current in the sense I require a conductor. So how the experimental setup is being done? So I am going to just draw the circuit diagram. So it is being given the textbook. So when they ask verify Ohm's law experimentally, so the circuit diagram has to be drawn as well as explanation has to be written, which is being given in the textbook. Even I am going to discuss the same thing now. So I have taken conductor. So one end of the conductor is being connected to the positive terminal of the battery, and this one is negative. So here we have a resistance coil. A resistance coil we can take nichrome. So nichrome usually we are using this in heating coils, that is a heater. Usually it is an alloy made up of 3 or more elements, that is a nickel, chromium, magnesium as well as that is iron. So what is the property of this resistance coil? So it is going to obstruct or even oppose the flow of charges. So even here also I have a resistance coil. This also can be used as a resistance coil, which is of 2 ohm. So usually what is the difference between a conductor as well as your resistance coil? So resistance coil, it is in the form of circular ring, whereas your conductor is straight. So that is the difference between a resistance coil as well as your conductor. So then, so other ends of this resistance coil is being connected to that is voltmeter. So the positive end towards that is your positive, and here we have that is negative. The other end is being connected to ammeter to measure a current. So here it is positive, it is negative. Then we have a key. Already in my previous class I have shown to you voltmeter as well as ammeter. So now, so this particular device we call it as a key. So if I just remove the knob, so it indicates it is off. If I just insert the knob, it is on. So this particular device can be used as key then. So here, in order to increase the voltage, I am not using one Dyson, I am using more than one. So I am going to connect it this way. If I use only one Dyson, so my connection is this way. So this is a key, this is your resistance coil, and this I can make it as your battery. If I use 2, so let me connect it like this. If I use 3, so let the connection is this way. So let me mention what are the things I am using over here. So here R is that is resistance coil, then B is voltmeter, then A we have ammeter, then K here is that is your key, and we have a that is battery. So let me perform the experiment. So when I on the key and I'm going to connect only one resistor. So the voltage is going to pass through this circuit. So let me take the readings in the voltmeter as well as the ammeter. So let me draw a tabular form for this, consisting of that is serial number. Then I'm going to measure voltage in terms of volts. Then I have current in terms of that is ampere. Then I'm going to take the ratio of that is V upon I. Students, for the first time, so let me connect only one resistor. So when even though if I use 1.5 volt resistor here, but the voltmeter will show very less voltage. Why this is because? It is because of this resistance coil what I am using over here. So which is going to offer the resistance for the flow of charges. So because of that, there is decrease in the voltage. For the first time, let me say my voltage is 0.4 volt and the current is 0.1. If I take the ratio, that is 0.4 upon 0.1, I am going to get that is 4. So let me take for the second time, I am going to connect two resistors. So let me say the voltage has increased to that is 0.8. So let me say the current has increased to 0.2. So if I take the ratio of this, even this also I am going to get that is 4. So let me take 1 more. If I connect that is 3 resistors here, let me say the voltage has increased to that is 1.2 and the current to 0.3. So let me take the ratio of this, even this also I am going to get that is 4. So even let me plot a graph and verify. So along the y-axis I am going to take your voltage and along the x-axis I am going to take your current. So let me take values as 0.4, 0.8, 1.2, 1.6 and 2 here. So here 0.1, 0.2, 3 as well as 4. So when the voltage is 0.4, the current is 0.1 and the voltage is 0.8, the current is that is 0.2. When the voltage is 1.2, the current is that is 0.3. So when I draw a graph, I am going to get in the form of a straight line that shows that so there is a steady increase, or one more thing is the ratio of that is your voltage upon current, it is always constant. So now as I said to you, Ohm's law is showing the relationship between that is your potential difference as well as current. So how this potential difference as well as current are interrelated. So from this experiment it is very clear that as the potential difference increases, even the current also increases. So we say that potential difference is, if I take V, that is your potential difference, so this potential difference is directly proportional to that is current. So what is the meaning of this directly proportional? If one quantity increases, the other quantity also increases. It's very clear here, as the voltage increases, even the current also is increasing. So based on his observation, so this Ohm has given, Samuel Ohm has given a law. So what does the law indicates? So the potential difference across the ends of this resistance in a circuit is directly proportional to the current flowing through it. I will repeat once again. The potential difference across ends of a conductor in a circuit is directly proportional to the current flowing through it, but the temperature is being kept constant. the meaning of that is 1 ohm. So when the potential difference in a conductor is 1 volt and the current is 1 ampere, then we say that so the resistance in the coil is it is 1 ohm. Even this also we ask in examination for that is 1 mark. Just make a note of it. Not only that, students. So here potential difference is directly proportional to that is your what is a current. Then one more thing. If I just write like this, here we can see that so resistance is inversely proportional to that is your current. So what is the meaning of inversely proportional? Even this also can be asked in examination for 1 mark. So what is the meaning of this inversely proportional is? So as one quantity increases, other quantity decreases. If the resistance is then double, if you want to increase the resistance, then the current will increase or decrease. If it is going to decrease, it is going to become half. So as the resistance increases, the amount of current decreases. So here, so we have noticed that so by using this resistance, either we can increase or even decrease the current out. So that particular device we call it as rheostat. So this is a device what we call it as your rheostat. So actually the other name for this rheostat, even we call it as variable resistance. So what is the meaning of variable adjustable? What is the meaning of adjustable is either we can increase or even we can decrease the resistance. So just by moving the knob, if I am going to just move the knob like this, I am going to increase the resistance. If I just move the knob to the other end, I am going to decrease the resistance. So instead of using multiple